Hello and welcome to the Ultimate Graphic Novel Collection Part 2. You'll notice that I've changed quite a few things, got a lot of updated books, and you'll notice that I've got some doors on those books. The graphic novel collection has increased significantly. I'm still putting them in that pro tip reverse order so that you can have the books pulled in the correct order when you pull them, and I have changed the ordering of my graphic novel collection so they are in alphabetical order. Also, within the alphabetical order, they are in chronological order, so you should find that most of my books are in the correct chronological order for the actual subject matter within the alphabetical order. If it's wrong or if there's something out of place, I have moved a couple of books around at the moment, so apologies up front about that. Also, there are a couple of graphic novels on the way at the moment, so we've got a couple of omnibuses missing, and I hope you enjoy what I've got for you now. Starting with Acts of Vengeance Omnibus and the crossover, moving into Age of Ultron, Alias and Animal Man. There is the Animal Man by Scott Snyder there, but there is an omnibus coming out for that, which I'll replace with Annihilation Classic, Annihilation and Annihilation. You can see I've double dipped there on the omnibus because I like the omnibus. Annihilation Conquest, Annihilators and Aquaman up to Volume 4. The Avengers, Avengers vs Thanos, and Avengers West Coast Avengers, and finally Avengers The Crossing and Kurt Busiek's run on Avengers with George Perez. I got the omnibus, but I've also double dipped into the hardcovers. I actually got the hardcovers beforehand, and now I'm double dipping into the omnibus. You'll see Avengers Forever there as well, which is in the first omnibus. Then moving on to Avengers Disassembled and its companion. That's not what it's called, but it is actually a companion back book. The Avengers, The Children's Crusade, and the Jeff John run on the Avengers and Secret Avengers. I've got the New Avengers Bendis Omnibus Volume 1, Avengers vs X-Men, and the Avengers Companion. Moving into the Marvel now, we've got Uncanny Avengers, the New Avengers and Avengers Hickman run, oversized hardcovers, plus the original smaller covers. I'm actually dropping out those and switching up to the new oversized. Axis and Avengers Rage of Ultron, which are the Remender run. Now moving into B, which is Batman, we've got the Batman Year 1 and the Stacked Deck, which are beautiful books. The Killing Joke, Arkham Asylum, the 25-year special, and Arkham Asylum, the 15-year special. I double dipped because they're so nice, those books, hardcovers. Batman Nightfall, wishing they would have brought that out in a hardcover Volume 1. And then moving over across into the second set, you will see Batman Nightfall Volume 2. You will see Batman Nightfall Volume 2, Batman Hush, Batman No Man's Land Volume 1. I'm missing a few of the volumes, they are on the way. Batman Deathblow, Batman and Robin, Batman the Resurrection of Ra's al Ghul, Batman the Black Glove, a couple of books by Paul Dini, they never came out in hardcover, Batman Heart of Hush, Batman and R.I.P., Final Crisis, Batman and Robin, Batman Incorporated, all the Grant Morrison stuff basically. And then we've got the Black Mirror, Batman Court of Owls, Night of Owls, and Death of the Family. I am missing a couple of the older Batman books. I do plan on expanding on my Batman collection at some point. We've got the DC Zero Year, Batman Superman, Crossworld, and the Batman Earth 1. Moving into a couple of extra books there, by the way, Batwoman and so on. Moving into the Captain America collection, we have the original Stan Lee book, the Jack Kirby book, and then I move into the Ed Brubaker run. Now, the final Ed Brubaker omnibus I'm actually missing from my collection. It's not that I haven't bought it, I have. I am waiting to take delivery of the final omnibus. It came out a little bit later in the UK than it did in America, so it might take me a little bit longer to get that book. As you can see, I've already got space waiting for it. I've got the Captain Britain books. I should really get the omnibuses, but I don't know if I'm ever going to replace them. I'm not a massive Captain Britain fan, ironically. And then it moves into the Life and Death of Captain Marvel and the Civil War books. Then you've got Crisis on Infinite Earths, and my favourite of all my omnibuses, the two Daredevil books, The reprint is not a touch on the quality of the old book, and the companion is extremely rare to come by. Fall from Grace, the Brian Michael Bendis run on Daredevil, and the Brubaker run on Daredevil Omnibus. They're becoming very rare these days to get hold of. You can see the second Brubaker Omnibus, and then we move into the Shadowlands Daredevil and End of Days and the Mark Waid run on Daredevil. Dark Avengers, DC 1 Million, and the Joe Kelly Deadpool Omnibus. I am going to get the Deadpool and Cable Omnibus. I just really hated that run, and I really didn't enjoy it whatsoever, so I'm, really begrudgingly taking money out of my pocket to pay for it. You should leave a message below if you really enjoy that run, but I really didn't. You got the Way run on Deadpool. I'm going to replace those for hardcovers at some point. Deadpool Pulp, and then the new Deadpool Omnibus, and Deadpool Max and Posen's Deadpool. Moving on in to the Defenders, Doomore, which is underrated. I hope to replace that with a hardcover at some point. There's a Doctor Strange book in there, and some Earth 2, Elektra Assassins, that extremely rare Eternals Jack Kirby book, and the Neil Gaiman updated version hardcover, Evolutionary War, and the 3 Fantastic Four omnibuses, which are the third one just coming out now, which looks fantastic. Then we can move across into the Fantastic Four John Byrne, the Fantastic Four Mark Waid run, the Fantastic Four Hickman, and last but not least, the new Fantastic Four book. Then we got Fear Itself and the Flash omnibuses with Flashpoint and a couple of other Flash comics that lead up to graphic novels that lead up to Flashpoint, all in hardcover. The new Flash, I haven't really continued from there, no reason. 52, Forever Evil, Fury, Future's End, that very rare Ghost Rider omnibus out of print, and the Green Lantern omnibus. Moving across into the second Green Lantern omnibus, then Green Lantern Fear Itself, which has got nothing to do with the Marvel version. The first of the Jeff Johns Green Lantern omnibus. I'm waiting for the second one to come out, should be coming out soon. Secret Origin, and then heading into the prelude to the Blackest Night, which I now have in hardcovers, and the Blackest Night books. Not got the omnibus because I've got the hardcovers there. Brightest Day, and moving into the end of the Jeff Johns run. And the one after that, which is the Wrath of the First Lantern. I haven't really got any of the new Green Lantern books yet, just still determining if I like them or not. Guardians of the Galaxy, got that in the original run, very expensive to get hold of those books these days. Guardians of the Galaxy, the new Marvel Now version, and the original hard covers, which are quite hard to get hold of as well. Harley Quinn, Hawkeye, which I'm waiting to replace with the new omnibus. Hawkman omnibus by Jeff Johns, the very rare House of Bendis hardcover, and then we get to go into a much larger, thankfully, Incredible Hulk section. So I've got the omnibus, and then Hulk, Planet Hulk, Hulk, World War Hulk, and the Hulks version, so World War Hulks and Fall of the Hulks, and the Marvel Now Indestructible Hulk, which was written by Mark Waid. Identity Crisis, which is fantastic. You'll notice Incorruptible and Irredeemable turning up later. Infinity Crisis, Infinity, the Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity Crusade, and Infinity War, and Inhumanity. Obviously, I for Infinity. Then the Invincible hardcovers. Moving on into the Immortal Iron Fist and the Invincible Iron Man, you'll see that I've only got the second volume there. I'm waiting to get hold of the first volume, so rare and very hard to come by. Then the follow-up Iron Man books. So you've got the second set of Iron Man books, the Kurt Busiek book and the Extremis book. Then the Marvel Now Iron Man, and as I said, the Incorruptible and Irredeemable combo, although they're in different places for alphabetical reasons. Then we got a couple of Justice League books by Meltzer, and heading into the Hellblazer section, which I've got all the books, the JSA Justice Society of America, Omnibus 1 and 2, third one's coming out soon, the Trinity War, Kick-Ass 1, 2 and 3, and that Fabulous Kingdom Come by Mark Waid. We've got some Legion Lost, some Lobo, some Madman, quite rare now, hard to get Marvel 1985 book, and Marvels, which I'm getting updated with a hardcover, not the supersized hardcover, but an original one that was signed by the creators. I have the camera there, Marvel vs DC, which I'm looking to get the that rare hardcover version, the New Frontier, and moving on into Nova Annihilation, and the original Nova books, which are very hard to get hold of. Original Sin, the Walter Simonson Orion book, Planetary, the Punisher, Punisher Born, hardcover, very rare now. Punisher Born, Punisher from first to last, and the Punisher Max series with those very rare hardcovers like number 4. Punisher Rick Remender, Punisher Max, Jason Aaron, Realm of Kings, Robocop Terminator, Frank Miller, Ronin, Scarlet Spider, and Secret Invasion hardcover. Moving on over, we got Secret Wars 1 and 2, can't wait for the third one to come out. Secret Warriors, the Shield hardcover, and Shazam. Siege, the Silver Surfer, and some extra little books there, including the Requiem book by JMS. The Amazing Spider-Man, and you'll start to notice that you're going to start to get into my Spider-Man collection. That Spider-Man collection is pretty much all of it, apart from a few trades that fill in little gaps. I'm trying to find some hardcovers for a lot of the gaps, but it's not so easy. A lot of these books haven't come out in hardcover format. Anyway, moving on, we've got Kraven's Last Hunt, then the Roger Stern Omnibus, the McFarlane Spider-Man, and of course the Kurt Busiek Untold Stories. Then moving into the Clone Saga and the Ben Reilly Saga, and then into the next chapter. You've got the JMS run on Spider-Man, and then we head into the Brand New Day section where Dan Slott starts to take over, and you can see that going all the way to the end there until you hit Superior Spider-Man. Moving across, we get to the 2 new Superior Spider-Man books and Spider-Verse, and some alternate stuff that turned out of world stuff like the OGN family business book. All the Ultimates run, so everything running from Ultimate Spider-Man 1 all the way to Cataclysm, and then you've got that omnibus that turned up in the middle. Heading into the Superman book, the Death and Return of Superman, Superman for Tomorrow, Superman Secret Origin, the Brainiac book, Legion of Superheroes, Luthor, the hardcover for Red Sun now, Superman Birthright, Last Sun, Superman Grounded, and the Earth 1 books by JMS again. Really enjoyed those. Those were quite special books, and you'll notice that a lot more hardcovers replaced. Superman Hell on Earth, Superman Unchained, the Star Wars books, Swamp Thing by Alan Moore, and again I'm waiting for the new Swamp Thing book to come out that will replace those little trades over there. A team up book, then we've got Teen Titans by Jeff Johns and the new Earth 1 Teen Titans. Heading over into the Thanos run, we've got Thanos is the End, and a few more Thanos books that take us all the way to modern day, including the Infinity Revelation. There is a brand new Thanos book turning out, which will probably squeeze in there between that and the boys, coming very soon. I've already got that on order. Then you've got the whole boys run going into the Mighty Thor. Now you'll notice that I'm missing the first 2 omnibuses that have been released for the Mighty Thor. The first one is impossible to get hold of. I'm just about, I think, to get hold of one, but I'm not too sure. The second volume is not a big deal, but I kind of wait until I get the first volume. You've got Thor Blood and Thunder, you've got the Straczynski run of Thor God of Thunder, waiting for volume 2 to come out of that. Thunderbolt's little trade there. The Ultimate Companion, Ultimate Galactus, and Ultimate Vision. Moving across into finally V, we've got Venom, V for Vendetta, by Alan Moore, and then we've got the DC villains, War of Kings, Watchmen, all the Wolverine stuff. It goes from Mark Miller all the way into Jason Aaron's run, and then finishing on the Death of Wolverine, Wonder Woman, Uncanny X-Force, and now we head into the X-Men run, starting from Stan Lee, that extremely rare matte black X-Men omnibus, heading into the Uncanny X-Men, Days of Future Past, and X-Men Fall of the Mutants. The very rare Inferno book and its prologue, I'm waiting to get the Crossovers book. I think I've got it on order. The first of the Chris Claremont books, Extinction Agenda, then going into the second of the Chris Claremont books. Actually, that's not technically true because Uncanny X-Men was also Chris Claremont. You got the Bishop's Crossing stuff and Fatal Attractions, and then heading into Age of Apocalypse and the Onslaught. You'll see I'm waiting to put that new Onslaught omnibus in there. X-Men Zero, Operation Zero, X-Men Grant Morrison, Astonishing X-Men Supernovas, and the 2 hardbacks that head into Utopia and Second Coming. Then X-Men Schism, X-Men Age of X, and then the all-new X-Men stuff with the Battle of the Atom stuck in the middle there. Ecstatic omnibus there, then Yellow, Blue and Grey for Daredevil Yellow, Spider-Man Blue and Hulk Grey, and finally at Z you've got your Marvel Zombies on the Zomnibus or Marvel Zombies. Now you might ask the question, well, why does it stop there, and what are all the other books? Well, these are all superhero books, and I decided to split it so that we had non-superhero stuff as well in their own section, starting with American Vampire. Then heading into the big new Image title out, and then you've got Chew, Common Ground, and Stephen King's Dark Tower, DMZ, Elephant Man, Ex Machina, and a whole load of small trades there, including some Fairest stuff and Goldfish, which was Brian Michael Bence's first book. Moving into Haunt, Lazarus, and Logic Comics, Lucifer, some Manhattan Project, which I didn't enjoy that much, Manifest Destiny, Mouse, Morning Glories, Northlanders, 100 Bullets, the entire run, Powers the entire run, and Preacher the entire run, all in hardcover. Then we've got Project Superpower. That book there technically could be in the superhero section, but it's a weird book. It's not really focused on soups, so I don't know, it's weird in between books. I put it here. Punk Rock Jesus, Saga, Sandman, Source of Country, Scalp, Severed, and Sleeper Omnibus. Moving across, we've got the Sweet Tooth books, one of my favourite books of all time, the Books of Magic, and a couple more, individual books there, like the Red Wing, Underwater Welder by Jeff Lemire, one of my favourite writers. Scott Snyder's Awakes in there, Unwritten's in there. I haven't read most of the Unwritten. I can't wait to get a hold of that. The Walking Dead all the way to the end, and a Think Tank book. I expect to be replacing all those Walking Dead with Slipcases version soon. But I don't think we'll replace. I'm just going to double dip. I quite like those trades. They're kind of the only trades I like. Heading into Transmetropolitan and Trillium by Jeff Lemire, and then Why the Last Man, Akira, Attack on Titan, Battle Angel Alita, Bleach, Dragon Ball Z, and my favourite graphic novel series at the moment, Vinland Saga. Oh, one extra thing, I might as well take you to the top. I've got 2 of the 75 years, the Marvel one and the DC one. I thought that was very cool. I've got some Thor artwork, Lock and Key, and those very rare Lock and Key books, Big Damn Sin City, the Fear Agent books, and the Hellboy series. And I've got a little shrine, if you like, to Silver Surfer, who was my first comic book love, and I actually have the entire run in floppies. That brings it to an end. So thank you very much for staying tuned and looking at the entire collection.